Hello, everyone. We are going to start in 5 minutes. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today's webinar. Today's topic is publishing approval workflow use cases for media industry, or it can be also for the journalism industry as well. So today, I'm with Annie, who is our product specialist. So she's going to show us the demo and use cases. In the meantime, if you look at the right side on your chat window, please feel free to ask any questions, and then we can address your inquiry. Okay, now Annie, back to you.
Hi, Harry. Thank you, and good morning. Hi, everyone. I would like to thank those that are tuning in today. Welcome to today's webinar. We will begin with a presentation and lead into a live workflow demonstration. Our mission here at Collavate is to make your collaborative working simple. In today's webinar, we will be showcasing a step-by-step process of an approval workflow for a media report article. The first stage of a workflow is to create content to have a draft to submit to reviewers and editors. Documents can be created from a new doc. If a user already has an existing document, the file can then be uploaded from your computer or selected if it is in your Google Drive. Once content is generated on a document, whether it is a newly created doc, a file uploaded from your computer, or an existing doc in your Google Drive, the submitter then chooses a file and clicks Start Process in the Collavate Process menu. The next stage is to add reviewers and editors to the workflow by entering in their email or entering in their contact name. Access privileges are given to each reviewer to either make direct edits onto the document or to make reviewer edits become suggestions. In this stage, workflow submitters can also choose to set a global deadline or individual reviewer deadlines for the workflow. A global deadline sets the same workflow due date for all reviewers in the workflow, while setting individual reviewer deadlines allows different due dates to be set for each individual reviewer in the deadline. The individual deadlines are normally used for a sequential approval process to have reviewers edit and make a decision one after the other. Workflows that are in the works of processing is the time period where the workflow has been submitted to the reviewers. Those that were added to the workflow receive an email notification and Collavate notification depending on their settings. They can then begin to review and take part in document collaboration. Reviewers can either directly make changes to the document or their edits will become suggestions depending on the access privileges they were delegated. Those involved in a workflow can click More to click Edit Process to add additional reviewers or additional files that may be relevant to the workflow. Once peer review is completed, workflow participants then move on to the decision and finalization stage to approve or reject the document. Workflow reviewers either have the authority to approve or reject the file. If the document is not ready for publication and needs more team collaboration and improvement, the rejection decision is necessary. When a document is approved by reviewers, the document moves into finalization and can be published as a PDF. There's an option to publish a PDF with a cover letter, and the cover letter includes workflow information such as approval timestamps and reviewer signatures. Finalized workflows have workflow histories for records that can be shared to admins or third parties. The histories include decisions made, timestamps, and reviewer signatures. Moving into the demo, the use case is for the media industry processing a workflow to approve a report article. I have the Collavate application open, and to begin a workflow, I will navigate to the process menu located under the Home menu. The first stage is to create content, which I have already done prior. My report article is located in my Google Drive, making it easy to get started by clicking Start Process and clicking From My Drive. Here it will display my Google Drive files, and I can scroll and locate my report article and select Add Files. Then I can continue to set up my workflow in the pop-up window, but I will opt for the setup in full screen by clicking the paper and pencil icon. Located on the right in the green process box, reviewers can be entered on each line. I will be adding Harry onto the first line. And to set up as a parallel review, I will add Demo 1 under Harry. On a separate line to reviewer, I will add Demo 2. Since 2 reviewers have been entered in on line 1, this indicates a parallel review format. Either Harry or Demo 1 can make a decision, but it does not require that both reviewers make a decision. However, since Demo 2 has been entered on a separate number line, this requires that Demo 2 must make a decision. One person from line 1 needs to make a decision, and a person on a separate line also needs to make a decision, making it required for sequential review. We will remove Demo 1 so that we can set up this workflow as a sequential review process. Next, I can set up a global deadline for the workflow process. A global deadline will apply the same due date for all reviewers. A global deadline can be set here located above all reviewers. I'm going to click Not Set Up. For this report article, we would like to publish it next week, and we will set a deadline for November 14th on Monday. We can set a time here for 1 p.m. And we can choose a auto action to take place when a deadline has passed but reviewers have not taken action. For this workflow, we're going to cancel the entire process if any reviewer does not make a decision on the workflow. Setting reminders is helpful for notifying reviewers that they have a pending workflow for their review and decision. I will set 2 reminders. I can set a deadline or a reminder for 2 hours prior and 1 hour. Note that the global deadline sets the same deadline for both reviewers. To set an individual reviewer deadline, it would then be different from the global deadline, which is located directly under the reviewer. If I wish to set a deadline for Harry, I would then click Deadline under his name and choose a date here. To set a different one, I would then set a deadline located under Demo 2. The setup process is exactly the same as global deadline. However, this would then set up a sequential deadline approval for each reviewer. So they would have to go in order to be able to approve the workflow. Now that my workflow has been set up, I can begin to click Start Process. This then submits the workflow to my reviewers and they can begin the process approval. However, before this workflow, we have actually set up another additional workflow prior to the webinar with a deadline set for 10:30 a.m. Harry will be able to show the reviewers end for notification and appear for the deadline for 10:30 a.m. for today.
Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my screen. Okay, maybe just the first one. Okay, as you can see, I have received the email that I have got this report article from Smith. So when I open it, I see this email with the submitter. So Smith submitted this article for me. So I can click this first link to open this article within Collavate application. And basically, I can just click this pencil icon or click this preview to open the document in Google Docs. So I can edit it, or I can click the pencil icon and it will open the full frame mode. So I can just, edit the contents here as well. And at the same time, since I see this on my application on the home menu, I see that I have the report submitted from my the originator, so I can see these activities as well. So I can just approve within this home feed as well. So once I review the article, and then I can also leave a comment. Or if I want to just start conversation before I approve this article, I can just write a comment. And then I can get reply from my originator. If Annie can say something, it will be showing under these comments as well.
Yes, I will leave a comment and we can show the discussion.
Okay. And also the activities are, there's notification that, all of the activities are showing under this notification menu bar as well. Okay, so now, we can instantly chat between originator and reviewers. And I can also click this good link if I like. This is something like a Facebook like feature, right, Annie?
Correct.
Okay.
It is to endorse a post or a workflow.
I see. So basically, you can also put this, the mark as good, so it can be like popular post among the participants. So you can use this handy. And I'm going to just go ahead to approve. And if I click this view, basically it shows my time overall approval, right? And I also see the comments, the conversation, between workflow participants. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to Annie. Stop.
So back to the submitter's end, once a workflow process decision has been made to move the document towards finalization, I can then move the article towards publication. And here you can see that this document has been approved by 2 reviewers. I can then click View, which will pop up the finalized document. By clicking More, it will open a drop-down menu with options that I can select from. And this option is to share this process with others so that a finalized workflow can then be shared to administrators or third parties. Clicking Share this process, I will simply just enter in an email.
Maybe someone else, like a third-party person.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
You can leave a message such as, "This article is ready for printing." Next, I would like to publish this article as a PDF, and I can click Print Process, Download as PDF. It will then prompt a screen to choose a layout format between actual size, portrait, or landscape. In this case, I will choose actual size. It'll then generate a cover letter and the finalized workflow. You can see here the person who had submit the workflow, the reviewers in the workflow, and typically if they upload a signature, they are able to see the signatures, the timestamp of approval, and following information regarding the finalized workflow. You can then see a finalized PDF, and just to note, Collavate does not store any of PDFs that are generated on our server's end. It is completely only for the consumer and is not viewable to us. It is also notable that we offer a feature to publish to XML onto a website if a user has a website they frequently post to, such as WordPress. And this is a very handy situation for wanting to have an audit report to be able to track workflow approvals and its history. This concludes today's webinar, so Harry and myself will be holding a Q&A for anyone that may have questions.
Oh, by the way, one thing I didn't show you is that Annie mentioned that actually she has submitted another article yesterday. And I think I can show you the deadline function. right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so okay, let me switch back to my screen. Okay, right. So basically, I have approved this the article while we are doing the demo, and but I have another article which I did not approve yet. So if I click review, um, I have to approve this review and approve this article by 10:30 a.m. Today. And I have a grace period for about 3 hours and 8 minutes remaining. So I have to finish this job. Otherwise, it will skip to either approved or canceled as per designed by my originator. So I also have a reminder email before 2 hours and 1 hour. So I supposed to get 2 emails as a reminder. So if I go back to my email, yes, I did receive those 2 emails about 1 hour and 2 hour ago. Um, so, I can review the article before the deadline. If I do nothing in for about 4 hours, then it will just skip, and then this process will be canceled entirely, as you can see this note. So this is a good feature. If you have an urgent workflow task that has to be completed by your reviewers, then you can set up this deadline with a reminder feature. Okay. Okay. Let me stop this. Okay. So just for your information, this webinar is also being recorded, so you can always replay in your free time. If you have any questions, you can also contact us by visiting the website, which is collavate.com, where you can also shoot us email at support@collavate.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you on any issues. Okay, so that's all for today's webinar. Thanks so much for joining today's webinar, and I hope you have a great day, and catch you later.
Thank you, Harry, and thank you for everyone that tuned in today for our webinar. Have a great day.